This is full on probably the biggest game that we will play this season. It is completely, for me, the title decider. Welcome back to another episode of Outcasts 2 Icons. If you've been enjoying the series up to this point, do be sure to smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and all that jazz. I thought we'd start today just showing you Dinko Pavlich, because he's kind of gone under the radar a bit as being an absolute god in this team, to be fair. Still only 19 years old, but really, he's giving Ezri Konsa a run for his money as that deep line, as that sort of ball-winning midfielder role now, and I can only feel like he's going to get better and better. Being left-footed as well, I think really helps him because he's playing on the left side of our midfield, and I do wonder if I'm going to start preferring Pavlich and dropping Konsa back into the back four. Even though we do have a depth of quality there, Konsa is still an excellent defender, and I do wonder if we can get more use out of him there. But of course, speaking of Dinko Pavlich, now we're back in February, so we've had a whole Christmas period, some games off camera, which I'll show you in a sec. We had a nice little Christmas party, which was good. We needed to just sort of build some morale up after the relatively poor results in the Europa League, although I was pretty pleased with it. Dinko Pavlich, the ultimate shithouse merchant, decided to go dressed as the Eiffel Tower, just simply to annoy Tony Mihailovic that little bit more. I'm not sure Tony really understood the joke, though, as he and Matty Longstaff had decided to go as a donkey, and would you believe, Tony Mihailovic was the back end. I also took the lads to the Dubrovnik Christmas market. We went on a little trip as well, just to get some rejuvenation back. The lads all had a lovely time. Some of them got a little bit too happy, and yeah, so training was a bit sus for a week after that, quite simply, as they were recovering. There were plenty of other fancy costumes, of course, at the Christmas party, and if you have any ideas as to what the other players might have gone as, then hey, do let me know. I'm curious to what you might have seen. So, window is open. We've basically held on to most players that we wanted to. Adama Traore has left to go to Blackburn for 200k. I wanted a bit more money for him, but really, I was just happy to get him off the books now and get a little bit of cash up front, because he was on £41,000 a week, which I think made him our highest paid player, and to get that kind of wage budget off the bill was really nice for me. So yeah, Adama Traore is gone, and we've saved a buttload of money. I've also been looking at I was looking at some paid transfers, and there's a couple I might still make because our transfer window is still open currently, but a couple of the guys I was looking at to bring in on paid transfers, their contracts have expired, or essentially are going to expire in 6 months. So I've managed to sign a couple of guys up for free that will join us in the summer, which is kind of cool. There's a guy from Sassuolo, a Swedish central midfielder, who I really do think would be a really nice option for us, particularly if we fail to secure Deno Bragança for next season, because of course we've got another year left on our contract after this, and I do intend to see that out. What we'll do at that point, I don't know, because I really do feel like next season, with a slightly bit of better fortune as far as our group draws, we can have a much bigger effect in Europe. The board were disappointed because they asked us to be competitive in the Europa League group stages. And I kind of feel like we were, given the situation, but they still said that we'd failed. So, I don't know. They said they understood who we were playing against was very difficult, but they're going to fail us anyway. It's a bit like saying, hey, look, you're in year 6. Here's some university-level algebra. Solve it. What's that? You can't solve it? I'm sorry, you've failed. I've also made a couple of changes to some of our fullbacks that I want to test out for a little bit as well. But first, a couple of games off camera before we get into today's game, which is, yes, just a casual eternal derby. First up, it was at home against Rijeka. This was before Christmas, the final game we had. Candelaria, nice work with a great ball in, dropped down, and Kem Campbell scored. I think that was his first goal of the season as well. He had to come in because of the suspensions and whatnot. Then we conceded this monstrosity. De Camp is literally just able to clip a ball straight over the top for Heron. One touch, bang, past the goalkeeper, 1-1. Frustrating times on the half an hour mark, but it only took us moments after that. Anto Babic getting the ball out on the right hand side, drops it back for Campbell, who delivers a peach of a pass for Anderson to slot home for 2-1. A good win for the guys. I think we thoroughly deserved it. We continue our lead at the top of the league. I also tried Candelaria as a slightly different role in this game, made him more of an attacking fullback, and I think it worked. He was just making those lovely little overlapping runs and just giving us a bit more options out wide. And in the other game, we were at home against Lokomotiva. Bragança with a lovely ball in. Hodak scored. These games are always tight against them. They defend so well. Except for this. Watch Bragança on the line here. He kicks it at the goalkeeper, not once, but twice. That takes some doing, Daniel. Have you got a bet on something, buddy? Because it certainly felt like it. I still think we were a bit unlucky not to win this one as well. But with the game, every game against Lokomotiva is so tough because they are so defensive-minded. They're the best defence in the league, and there's a reason why. And really the only way to break them down seems to be set piece situations. I thought we had it, but then Braganza had other ideas, sadly, and Candelaria had a terrible game in this one. So as a result, we're actually now, incredibly, despite one defeat in 20 games, we're only 2 points clear at the top of the league of Osijek. That's kind of nuts, and they play, nice and easy, away against the bottom club Varaždin today. So were we to lose the Eternal Derby and they were to get a result, potentially we could lose the lead of the league despite going on an absolutely ridiculous run this season, but that's just how it is. Braganza's been superb. We need to push. So we're on the plane to Split. I don't know why you'd need a plane. We're flying Audible, of course. It seems to be the case. Whenever we come back from Christmas holidays, there's always this, like, lagginess in terms of match sharpness. Despite friendlies, me trying to play the same squad all the time, they just really seem to struggle until you get a couple of competitive games under the belt. And I guess that makes sense because the intensity in friendlies is not going to be there. Also, the fact that Consa and Candelaria are both suspended here. That said, it does give me an opportunity to bring in someone like Dino Pavlich, who I really do really like. And that, of course, means that Georgi Jorga will be on his bike at this left-back spot. He'll have to wear normal shorts today. Georgi, what have I told you? Everywhere else, though, I'm pretty content with going. That Mezga's also with 3 suspensions in this game, so we'll have to sort the bench out anyway, because most of them are missing. So that would just give us a base to build from. See who's even available here. I think I want to go with Michael Strock, just because I like giving us a slightly different option. Longstaff there as well. Oh, by the way, Thomas Araujo joined us on a free transfer. He looked better when I tried to sign him originally. He's okay, but he's not going to be ripping up any trees anytime soon. So in fact, I'm going to put Matty Longstaff on the ultimate ignominy. Go on, Matty. You can do it, bud. I've had coffee. Can you tell? So yeah, changes to the back line. Now, I'm not sure about making Roberts an attacking fullback, but I like the idea of Jorga being an attacking fullback because there's going to be a lot of space down this left-hand side, particularly with Anderson cutting inside. And I do wonder if actually maybe, because of the fact that they make these channel runs anyway, switching Roberts back to being just a supporting fullback, because I just worry that we're going to get a bit too unbalanced on this right-hand side. This side makes sense because we've got cover with Pavlich, but, narrow system. Okay. This is definitely going to be one for perhaps going down the wide areas for the whole game. Before we get into anything else as well, Fantasy Premier League. It's back for the new season already. Now, we had a league that we were running last year. I don't know if I actually mentioned it on YouTube. It was something we really talked about more on Twitch. You can follow those in the description, of course. But I wanted to make sure that you guys had a chance to join the league nice and early this time. So the top line of the description will be the link to our Fantasy Premier League league. I had some bets that I put on it last time as far as what would happen if I finished in certain positions. Essentially, thankfully, I made the cut, which means no secondary leg waxing and no HJK shirt. Straight off the bat, I'm going to go down both sides. There's really no point for me in us not utilising the fact that we're going to have such huge overlapping situations. So this is what I mean about this left-hand side now, particularly in a game like today where there's going to be extra space out wide. Getting Jorga down that side constantly could definitely provide us some... Whoa, that was some dangerous stuff as Hodak's been forced into a foul. Basila signed a new contract as well. 4-year deal as well for the 30-year-old, which is quite a lot, but he wanted the same money, so I was willing to keep him here for longer just because he is one of our key players and didn't want any kind of increase in wage, so that's always nice. It's like when Connor Roberts took half of a wage cut to stay here. Although he did want to go to Fulham in the transfer window, eventually he kind of came round to the idea. Strikic is into the box, it's a tight angle, he's never going to be able to score from there, surely? Oh my goodness me, Vlade Strikic, that right there is just world-class football. We lead in the derby, Vlade Strikic going over to the Dinamo fans in that corner, and my goodness, come on guys, get some flares up, Jesus. Not the trousers, you be careful with those. Don't know if they're even legal. Great work from Simic out on this right-hand side, just drops it into the channel for Strikic, but he's got so much work to do. Just glides past the defender, gets that tiny touch outside to get the angle right, and he slotted us a goal up inside 3 minutes. That's huge. Massive goal. Anderson, you can see Jorga's already on his bike. He's gone. He's always there, and I feel like that is the difference. He would have been sat around about here, waiting for the moment for it to go into the midfield to then make the run, whereas now he's sort of preemptively making that run and providing way more overlaps for us. You can see he's doing it now, and Pavlich could pick him out potentially, and he has. Great ball from Pavlich. Jorga's into the channel again. Either he can cross it or he can drop it back for Anderson. Good ball in, and Simic! And that's 2-0. Brilliant. Roko Simic's 10th goal of the season. Something about Roko Simic in this team is mental. You should see his XG compared to other players in this team. I think it's like 4, and he's got 10 goals compared to some other players that are on like 7 or 8 and have only got 4 or 5 goals. Great ball in from Anderson on his left. And Simic is up there, and we are destroying them. Come on! Interestingly, since our second goal, our fast start to the game has sort of faded away a little bit. We're still in total control, but I'd like to see us be a bit better than this. I've actually turned on look for overlap. I don't really use it. I haven't really used it much on FM21. I haven't found it that effective because they kind of do it anyway. But in a game like this, where there is such an obvious overlapping space there, we could hopefully utilise that to try to get Jorga down there for a third goal, potentially. Pavlich, that's a dangerous throw. He's been sold an absolute dummy there, and that should be easily mopped up by Hodak again, but he's cleared it back to him. It's a nice pick out as well for Simic. Braganza, Strikic, nice work. Oh, he's got the ball in behind for Strikic too. He's on for his right foot. Can he cut back? He does. All the way through for Braganza. Oh, and a good save from the goalkeeper. Nice work from Strikic, though. Ivanovic clearing it long, and Strikic has made a lovely run into the channel. He could take his man on. In fact, I feel like he'll be able to beat him all the way through, in fact, for Pavlish. Oh, he's dropped it down brilliantly. Anderson on a good strike. Well played from Pavlish. Jellebear could make this run. Can he find the pass for Strikic? He does. Strikic is in. He's going to struggle to get this on his right foot, though. He could win a penalty, maybe, or drop it back inside for Ramadan Sobhi. Oh, that's a great goal for Dinko Pavlish. If anybody's deserved a goal, it's Mr. Dinko. He just holds that midfield down perfectly. He's done a lovely job at just keeping that ball, winning possession for us. That is a lovely goal for 3-0 in the derby. Strikic is great here. The fact that he couldn't get it onto his favoured left actually kind of helped us here. He was able to just sort of drop this back for the lovely little run, though, from Ramadan Sobhi, and then a simple finish for Dinko Pavlish. 3-0 Dinamo Zagreb. Great result for us now. That is a really strong win. Pavlish will take the free kick here. Is there more? Basila heads it over the bar. Not quite, but it's going to be 3-0 in the derby. Exactly what I wanted to see from the guys today. That is a tremendous performance. Easily our best for a while in terms of just managing a game. Really good stuff from the lads. Everybody kind of did something in this one. This light's going weird. There we go. Felt like I was in a disco here. Takes me back to the Dubrovnik Christmas market again. So there we have it. Still only 2 points clear at the top. 15 points clear of second, but it really is a two-horse race. And would you believe, the next live com is going to be against Osijek. So that could be huge. We're at home, I think, though. So that's a big chance for us. Back in a sec. So, we had a couple of games off camera in between this and our game against Osijek, the massive title clash. Firstly, it was away at Varaždin, and this was an absolute mauling. Candelario was superb. Ball out on this right-hand side, drops it through, Strikic on his left foot, 1-0 inside 2 minutes. Really good to get off to this kind of start against the bottom side. Just want to make sure you get out there. Once again, Candelario out on this left-hand side, drops it back for Pavlish this time. Great ball, put through, Strikic knocks it down, and there was Edwin Anderson to make it 2-0 on 4 minutes, and this did not really let up for the rest of the game. 19 minutes into the game now, PP and Basila in the midfield, Strikic getting the ball, driving forward, knocks it around the side for Mihajlovic, pops it home for 3-0 on 19 minutes. Before we'd even reached 25 minutes into the game, we grabbed ourselves a fourth goal. PP here driving into the box, putting the ball across, comes across to Anderson again, fourth goal for us, second goal for him, and in the second half we kind of just picked up where we left off. Pavlish dropped a great ball in and Basila got on the end of it this time for 5-0 just before the 50-minute mark, but we still had more in the tank. Pavlish then won another free kick, this time dispatched to himself for 6-0 on 55 minutes, but then Varaždin, they did a thing. Ball around the side here for Musayev. It's just a really nice ball in. Nobody marks the back post. It's a great finish from Anton Tot to make it 6-1. But we had one more piece of loveliness in the tank. In the 80th minute, some lovely work on the edge of the area here. Just some nice passing. Ramadan knocks it around the side. Braganza comes to Mejka, who hammers it home for 7-1. Really strong performance. Obviously didn't really deserve 7 goals in this game, but what a game. Candelario was superb. In our second game, we were at home against Slaven Blupo. Simic with the ball over the top. Great little touch from Mihajlovic here. And then this. He may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but he was one of the sharpest players on the pitch in this game. 1-0 in the 60th minute, Mihajlovic. And then it kind of just broke the deadlock for us. Braganza with the ball in. There was Simic on the end of it to grab a goal and an assist. And then just a wonderful moment in the 85th minute of this game. Lovely ball was delivered here by Pavlish. Knocked down brilliantly by Simic. And there, who on the end of it? But Juraj Bosancic. 3-0 to us, and the youngster coming off the bench, making his first proper appearance, I think, for us, grabbing his first senior goal within moments of coming off the bench. 3-0 win. At least we're keeping our end of the bargain up. As league-wise, we're still 2 points above Osijek. They are now unbeaten in 20 games. 20-game unbeaten run they've been on right now, keeping lockstep with us right now, coming into today's game, which honestly could be a title decider. This is full-on probably the biggest game that we will play this season. It is completely, for me, the title decider. So no need to beat around the bush. We must push into this game. We couldn't really be in better form right now. I think we may have a suspension, though. Yes, we do. If it's a Hodak is suspended, but luckily, we've got incredible depth in this position, and Fernando de Ana is going to be able to step in just lovely. You can see that still we're struggling with match sharpness. They've been playing full 90 minutes, some of these guys, and still struggling to get any match sharpness back. But it is what it is. We managed to score 10 goals in our last 2 games, even with our current statuses of match sharpness. So we should be fine. Candelario as well has been excellent over the last few matches, really bombing down that left-hand side and giving some gorgeous deliveries, whether or not we actually scored directly from them or not. But the fact is, he is causing problems for teams, and I think he could be a real key factor for us today. I don't really want to make any more changes, to be honest, beyond that. I feel sorry for PP, because Braganza's got such good delivery. You know what? Actually, no. I feel like PP's deserved his spot in the team at the moment. And we'll drop Braganza out because we've got the likes of Connor Roberts and Dinko Pavlish to deliver some nice balls. I want to see what PP can do. He maybe just gives us something a little bit different in a game like today. Obviously, the bench as well will have to change because Hodak and Jellebear will both be out. So Longstaff will come in there. Oh, wait, Basila's back. He was suspended. No, we've got to bring Basila in instead of de Ana for me. Basila's just next level. But de Ana will come onto the bench instead of Jellebear. And I think that's what we're going to go with. Juraj Bosancic definitely deserves a spot on the bench again. Scored in the last game. Nice to have him on. And when you look at him, he's pretty bloody good. Really? Sarancic obviously scored those 2 penalties against us. The fact is, their central midfielder is their top goal scorer. That is scary, and I suspect it's because they continually win penalties. They only really beat us early this year because of 2 dodgy penalties. Hopefully it doesn't happen again here. This is massive. I honestly didn't think we'd be in such a close title battle this season, but Osijek, the team that turned us down for a job, have a chance to potentially dethrone us. Now, from what I saw briefly during the last game, when they were winning and we weren't, level on points at the moment would favour them, I think due to the head-to-head records of the 2 sides. So we really do need to get a good result in this game as well. I think in a game like this, really, the key is to not lose. A draw doesn't help us in the head-to-head particularly, but, oh, Pepe with a great strike. It's in! Pepe scored. 10 minutes in, and Pepe scores his 4th goal of the year. Tony Mihailovic with the assist, and that is huge. Just as I was saying, we need to make sure we don't lose this game. We now go and take the lead. The draw wouldn't really help us, like, in terms of head-to-head, but it would keep the gap. Mihailovic just drops this off, and Pepe with the outside of his right foot. Oh, right. I thought it hit the post, but it was the keeper actually getting a touch to it. Lovely stuff. That is exactly the kind of start we needed. We lead at home. Marengo with the ball in. Oh, no. I mean, it's going to be given. They're always given. I mean, that one looked a lot more clear-cut, to be honest. But what on earth is it about us in games against Osijek and giving away penalties? Sarancic is going to have another chance now to score, unless Ivanovic, he can't get there, and they've been gifted yet another goal against us from the spot. Ivan Sarancic has now scored 3 times against us alone this season from the penalty spot. Man, determined to get him here. Come on, you can get in there. Come on, lads. There we go. Thank you. Simic now to Strikic. Good first touch. Gets it out of his feet. He's going to drive across. We need Candelario really to start getting into that left-hand side, but he hasn't really made a run yet. Anderson. Good ball for Rocco. Simic. Great first touch. Oh, and it's... Oh, the goalkeeper very nearly spilled that again. He's looked a bit sus so far. I think we can be getting at him if we could just get some more shots on him. Strikic with the free kick now on his left foot. Goes for goal, and that is an insane strike from Vlade Strikic. Is there anything Vlade Strikic cannot do? 17th goal of the season, and that is an absolute humdinger. And this game has just been... I mean, it's caught fire. It's been a great first half in general, but Strikic here, that is a brilliant free kick. The goalkeeper's been a bit suspect today, but there's nothing he can do about that. What an effort. Soppy, great name. Out on the right here. Good block, and it's come back to him anyway. Just don't let him put that ball through. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Faruk Husic, and it's now 2-2. Just an absolute mess in the box. I don't know what the centre-backs are complaining about there. They gave them so much space yet again. Like, it's a great tackle on Soppy here, but once again, it comes back to him, and they all just sort of stand there. And they actually get away with it here when it's initially blocked, but he's somehow swinging at that before the ball's even hit our defender. That's incredible. Well played, I suppose. If you can just spin someone. There we go. Strikic for Connor Roberts. We've got bodies now. Plenty of bodies forward. Ball in, and the goalkeeper spilled it again. And Strikic pops it home for 3-2 on the stroke of half-time. I told you this goalkeeper's looked suspect, and today he has really been at fault for basically all of our goals. Maybe not the free kick. That was something pure special, but Strikic comes up with another goal when it matters most. Just lovely build-up from us, to be fair. Like, just great work. It's awful goalkeeping. He's just completely spilled that into the path of Vlade Strikic, and that will count 3-2. Come on. Sometimes you need a man like Vlad to carry you through things right now. I mean, they've scored their only 2 shots on target, but obviously there's a penalty, but regardless, we are still winning. I feel like, okay, I think they look a bit better than they are because of the 2 chances, but hey, they've scored them. But we've still come out on top right now. I think if we carry on like this, we will find goals. Oh no, come on, PP. You can't be doing that, mate. Right, there we go. He's won it back. Been scythed down, potentially, but no, we won it back again. Strikic. There's the run. Simic is in. I don't know if he'll get the shot away from this angle. He might. What an effort. Roko Simic is an absolute machine. I don't understand how he is so clinical in those positions. 12 goals for the season now. It was a melee in the box. Well, not in the box, but in this area, we lost it. They lost it. We lost it. PP drops it through. And I really think he's got no right to be scoring from this. But the power he gets on that shot at the near post. And it's 4-2 to Dinamo. Come on. This game still is not done. 65 minutes and round the side for Husic, and the defenders have completely left him. And Faruk Husic now makes it 4-3. And I think they tried to play an offside trap there. Weirdly, because it certainly looked a bit suspect. There was no real danger on, and then all of a sudden, they're with him. And why does Basila just randomly stop running? So bizarre. 4-3. This game is not done. 5 minutes to go, including stoppage time. Mezga. Strikic will get this. He's not going to get back through the defender, is he, though? He's not going to be able to take this on his right foot. Oh, he has! Post! And Sobby couldn't quite get to the rebound. Great work from Vlade Strikic, man. There we go. It only took 98 minutes, but we have finally finished and won the game. Oh, just about squeaked it in the end, but what a result that is. Great performance. I mean, it was all over the place, let's be honest. But what a win. So there we go. 5 clear at the top now. That is a massive win for us. Inflicting their first defeat in like 20-something games as well. Huge win. 22-game unbeaten run they are on. They haven't lost since the first game of the season. So there we go. That was a massive win. We've really come... Once we've got our form back, my goodness, the goals are there for us for sure. So next episode, we're going to start with Goritza, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do a big chunk off camera in the next episode. There will be a youth intake as well, so we can get through the rest of the season in two episodes to get ourselves plowing in to the next transfer window where there will be some interesting stuff. So, but youth intake, there's supposed to be a really good Albanian left back from Vora coming through, who I'm very excited about. That's what they're telling me. So really, fingers crossed, he's awesome. So, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, I think we've done all right here, drop a like on the video. That'd be stupendous. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be great too. Stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, so go follow me. Well, and I will see you guys tomorrow for some more madness. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun, cup your burrow. Bye-bye.